Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's February. What is time? Once again, the COVID time warp is doing its thing where nothing makes sense and everything feels immense and meaningless. Ooh, good start, Alanna. I'm in, surprise, surprise, another funk. I have suffered a number of disappointments this week, and as per usual, I'm using this channel as an outlet to kind of get some of that off my chest, to share with you, chat with you, and of course we're gonna do some makeup today. We're just gonna have a little bit more makeup playtime. I decided that I would shop my stash. I've got two little bins here full of things that I haven't really been using a ton of, and we're just gonna play. We're gonna do the makeup playtime thing, and we're gonna chat. And if you're new here, hi, hello. My name is Alanna. This is just a for fun YouTube channel where we talk about real girl shit. We dive into all things cruelty-free beauty, and once a month I do a gaming video. So if any of that sounds like a good time to you, and I'm biased, but I do believe it is often a cute, fun time, go ahead and hit that subscribe button because I would love for you to join the Land Fam. And without further ado, let's just get right into it. So it's 2022, February, and we're still in the midst of what is unfortunately like a global shit show. Here in Ontario, some of our latest like COVID restrictions just recently lifted, but we're also kind of experiencing another massive protest. And unfortunately, I was gonna go in with primer because my skin's feeling a little dry. I haven't done my skincare in a few hours, so just ignore the fact that I started to put some concealer on. I'm just gonna go in with my Lila B A Glow Priming Oil just to give my skin some hydration, and I'm just gonna avoid the spots where I prematurely applied the concealer. My skin has been so dry and uncomfortable lately. Anyways, we have been experiencing another protest. Well known by this point as the Freedom Convoy. And I really want everyone to take the usage of the word freedom in regards to this trucker convoy across Canada that started, I believe, in Alberta. We have to take the term freedom with a grain of salt. I'm not gonna get too deep into it because I'm sure if you've been paying attention to any kind of news or social media, it has come across your plate. Where I'm coming from, where my funk is coming from, is alongside some of my personal disappointments, this new protest and rally that it has taken Ottawa by storm, all in the name of quote-unquote freedom, has just increased the weight of the disappointment I have been experiencing in my personal life. Well, professional life really, but it just feels never ending. And I find this outcry about having our rights and freedoms taken away from us in the face of pandemic mandates just truly offensive. And I don't know, I can't remember how much I've spoken about this before, but as someone who is immunocompromised, every single time over the past 2 years where people have protested and pushed back against and kicked up this massive fight and screamed about their rights and freedoms being taken away because they have to wear a mask or they should be vaccinated, blah, blah. It has made me feel, and I'm sure has made other people who are immunocompromised or who have any kind of chronic illness, have any number of comorbidities, just it makes us feel, it makes me feel, I don't want to project my feelings onto anyone else, it makes me feel like my life has no value. That because I suffer from asthma and Crohn's disease, I am somehow less worthy of living my life that I am just an expected casualty of a global pandemic. And that's a really hard pill to swallow, especially as someone who has spent a significant amount of their very young life not feeling worthy of love or friendship or whatever. And then to have countless people within a population, within your own population, within your own country, within your own communities, vehemently work against your safety is just, it's truly something else. And you know, we've talked about the pandemic a lot because I started this channel during the pandemic. By the way, I'm not really going to talk too much about the products that I'm using today, but I will link everything in the description box down below if you are curious. We're really just going to talk and play so that I can kind of concentrate. But yeah, I find it so immensely disturbing, so immensely disheartening, and so immensely disappointing. And I think we can take for granted how much disappointment can affect us on an emotional and physical level. And again, in my personal life / professional life, I experienced some really intense disappointment at the beginning of this week, and I was expecting it. I was expecting what happened to happen, but that didn't diminish the disappointment that I felt. And I was not expecting for that disappointment to feel so heavy and for that weight to really just squash me this week. And again, that on top of this whole like fucking freedom convoy and the complete disregard for actual injustices that are taking place on a daily basis, it has all just weighed me down to the point where I actually started to feel physically ill today. And I haven't been sleeping well. And I've had this low-grade, horrific headache. And I've been clenching my jaw again, so I'm sore in through here. And, you know, it even got to the point today where I was like, maybe I have COVID. Maybe the Rona finally got me, even though I have been reasonably careful still, and I'm not exposing myself to too many people, and I'm still working from home, and that made me start to panic too. And luckily we had some rapid tests at home, and I took one and it was negative. So, you know, that kind of helped to ease some of the weight. But I cannot sometimes wrap my head around just the state of the world and where we still are socially. And, you know, some of these individuals participating in this freedom convoy are screaming at the rest of us who are criticizing the whole thing and being critical of the whole thing and who the organizers are and what this is ultimately rooted in and the behavior of the people on the ground in Ottawa right now. They're yelling at us for, you know, being divisive. And it's just like, have you ever even experienced true oppression? And no one is denying that there are people of color, that there are Indigenous people who are participating in this. No one is saying that. What we are saying is that people of all races and creeds and colors can be radicalized by white supremacy, can still uphold the values of a white supremacist system, can still perpetuate the ideologies of a white supremacist system. That's not the point. The point is that have these people used their voice and their power and their fundraising capacities for any other true human rights or social justice issue? Are they feeling the oppressive nature of a planet that is collapsing around us, that cannot sustain the weight of current human life as it is, and the demands of Western society on a finite planet? All of these questions bounce around my brain all of the time, and it's just, again, very, very disheartening. I had to have a number of conversations with people, both who, like me, are feeling really weighed down by this, but also people who were very angry at my criticism of this specific event and demanded I share my sources and I not be divisive, and had the audacity to tell me that they were fighting for my rights and freedoms. And I am currently, I'm sorry, I'm not articulating myself very well today, but I don't feel like my rights and freedoms are currently being threatened, specifically by pandemic measures and vaccine and mask mandates. No, what I feel is threatening my life and my future, what I feel constantly oppressed by, is people and organizations and governments and institutions that uphold white supremacist ideologies, because that is what puts my life and my future at risk. That those systems, those ideologies, those beliefs, those behaviors, those blatant disregard for human life of all shapes and sizes, of life in general. It doesn't just have to be human. That's what I feel threatened by. That's where I feel like my rights and freedoms are at risk. That has just been extremely heavy. And in the midst of all of this, which is what I'm trying to kind of reconcile, is this like the burnout of the relentless social injustices, the relentless trauma of this pandemic, the immense and unyielding weariness that I feel. There was a tweet today that I think perfectly kind of summarizes it, that like we have surpassed burnout, and we don't know what this current state is. I'll put the tweet here. And I was like, ugh, yes, this exactly. We have passed burnout. We left burnout behind 6 months ago. Cuthbert, do you really need to eat so loudly when I'm filming? You know, is this weight, this lethargic feeling, this distortion of reality, is this even burnout? I don't think we can classify this as burnout anymore. And I don't know anyone who isn't just so bone and soul weary at this point. So I'm trying to reconcile those feelings with moments of true beauty. You know, like looking out the window today and seeing, I think we've spoken about this before, but seeing these big, fat, gorgeous, fluffy snowflakes falling, and it's so pretty, and it was finally not so like painfully, like skin rippingly cold. So it just looked pretty. And when it snows like that and you can just go outside and it's still and it's snowing and everything sparkles, you just want to like breathe that in. And I think that just really goes back to our conversations around like nuance and kind of slowing down. Okay, I'm finally gonna pin my bangs back because I want to get some stuff on the eyes. Also slick back my eyebrows. I don't know if you can tell, but I fucked around with my eyebrows a little bit because they've been annoying me. So I just shaved off some of the tail that refuses to behave. And I'm not mad at the results. I have very like prominent brow bones, and as a result, even when I do have more of a tail, when the light hits me straight on, that kind of disappears. And I don't have super, super thick brows. If I did, I think it would be a little bit better for me to have the tail, but I just took some of the hair away on the edges. And I think I like that a little bit better. I mean, the bangs are coming back down, so it doesn't really matter. It was just kind of an unimportant non sequitur. Anyways, as I was saying, what was I even saying? What was I saying? Yeah, there's these moments of beauty, and it goes back to the conversation around nuance that we were having. That's what I was saying. And you want to be able to enjoy these moments of beauty, but when you're torn between beauty and burnout, it's very disorienting, and it's very hard to actually strike a balance, or not even to strike a balance, but to just be able to acknowledge and accept both experiences. I don't know if anyone else is going through that, but you know, if you've been here even just for the past couple of months, I'm in a new relationship, and there's a lot of truly beautiful moments in that. And it's not just, you know, like romantic. It's just beautiful, special moments of, for one of the first times ever, feeling like wanted and accepted and home, and like there's a sense of belonging and just lovely, lovely little moments of joy. And it's so easy to fall back on your standard behaviors and not allow yourself to enjoy those moments and be present. And that's something that I really struggle with, especially when, you know, I am feeling very burnt out, whether it's because of work, and like even with work is burning me out so intensely, and it's only the beginning of February. We have only experienced 1 month of work in 2022 so far. And I am at, like, I've hit the wall. And again, it's probably so far beyond burnout that I don't even know if that's an appropriate title or, you know, definition for what the current experience is. We're gonna do something just a little different today. And is it gonna work out? I don't really know. So you just gotta bear with me. And like I said, I will link all of the products that I've used in order in the description box down below, because if I try to explain what I'm doing, it's not gonna happen very well. Anyways, there are all of these moments of beauty, and like even there's a really beautiful moment that occurred just the other day that has nothing to do with my personal life, but it was so strikingly wonderful that I actually was caught completely off guard and was just left a little bit breathless. And that was the surprise announcement that Rihanna is pregnant, and all of these gorgeous photos with A$AP Rocky came out, and I was just like, yes, our queen. Our queen is bringing new life into the world. Bless her. And I saw a repost of a tweet that I will also try to find and post here because I think it's completely relevant. And it was someone being like, so if Rihanna is having a baby, it means that she must have like found a solution for the climate crisis. And I was like, please save us from ourselves. Okay, this is not accomplishing what I wanted to accomplish. I think I'm gonna have to go in with an eyeliner pencil here. And I'm still not going to explain what I'm doing. No, I'm not. We're gonna try with a light pencil first. But yeah, I just think that pregnancy announcement, and it's not like I particularly follow Rihanna's life very closely, but I just thought it was such a striking moment of beauty and wonder. And I know that I'm not the only one who thoroughly enjoyed and just kind of reveled in that moment. And that's totally allowed. And then, you know, related to that, and kind of the reveling in moments of beauty, is that also, you know, really since I turned 30, I think, for really the first time in my life, I have consistently felt beautiful. And, you know, I wasn't exactly like one of the popular kids in school. I was the nerd, and there's nothing wrong with that. Oh my god, this cat. Anyways, I was, you know, the nerd in grade school. I was very focused on my schooling. I didn't care so much about socializing or social hierarchies. It just wasn't something that felt right to me or particularly intriguing to me. I think I've mentioned this before, but I did not suffer fools well. I had so little patience for games and, I don't know, immaturity, and, you know, it wasn't for a lack of being playful or an inability to have fun. I just really struggled to kind of play along with social dynamics of like grade school, middle school, and high school, and really even in university. Raise your hand if you know where this is going. Because quite honestly, I'm not sure if I do. I'm not sure if I do. And I think I was a very cute kid, but I, like many other people, except for the current generation apparently, who completely skipped the ugly phase, I had a rough transition. You know, there were braces, there were really terrible glasses, there was just a general lack of fashion sense that then slid into a period in my life where I was very physically self-conscious and had terrible body image, had terrible self-esteem, was starting to develop disordered eating problems. And so it takes you a really long time to kind of heal from that and process that and come out the other side of that. And so it wasn't really until I turned 30, which was during the pandemic. I will be 32 in March. It wasn't really until the last couple of years where I was like, oh my God, for the first time in my life, I just like feel beautiful in my own skin. I love me. I love looking at me. I love feeling beautiful. I love being able to claim my own beauty. And there's a lot of weird guilt and like shame that still is attached to that kind of behavior, because there's so many people who are like, oh my God, you're a narcissist. And like some people are, but for the first time, I was like, no, I want to also revel in my own beauty. And that's kind of also what inspired this YouTube channel, was reveling in not just my own beauty and my own self-comfort and my own self-love, but also like the beauty space, and really just like letting myself indulge in makeup and skincare and just all things beauty. You know, if you watch Hannah Louise Poston's channel, her channel is all about her love of beautiful things. And also obviously there's the undercurrent there is like not overspending. Being able to love beautiful things in moderation without breaking the bank. I will link her channel down below too, because honestly, Hannah Louise is she's who I want to be when I grow up. We're only a couple of years apart, but I just love her so much. I guess I'm having these feelings and I'm sharing these thoughts with you because I'm also kind of coming up to a year since I started this channel, and that's also something that's really beautiful, that I'm still doing it and I'm still having fun, and I think I've really grown and kind of evolved in this space, even if my channel hasn't necessarily grown. And I have said this many times, it was never really about a number. It was always about just having fun and experiencing pleasurable moments and having an outlet to share, and just to like have a little corner of the internet where we can just be real and have real conversations and also have fun. And I think that I've accomplished that for myself at least, and that's all I could really ask for. And it's when I talk about my burnout, this channel and the effort that I've put into this channel and, you know, filming videos has not in any way, shape, or form caused me any feelings of burnout. In fact, it's something that really inspires me. And when I am feeling burnt out and especially like tired and uninspired, it's everything else in my life, you know, professionally and globally, and everything that exists outside of my own little bubble that causes the weariness and just the lack of motivation. So this channel, again, has just been like such a bright spot, and I think I'm just feeling a little bit reflective and, I don't know, mushy, because this is also a beautiful thing. This is also a beautiful thing, a piece of beauty, a feeling of beauty that I have to reconcile with feelings of burnout. That dichotomy is really popping up in like every aspect of my life right now. And I'm sure, once again, that I'm not the only one who's feeling that way. Okay. I'm gonna stop talking because we're gonna go in with black eyeliner, and I don't think this is sharp enough, but that means that I need to concentrate. So we're gonna zoom through. now can you tell what we're gonna do? I need mascara for it to like really pop. But we're kind of going for like a twiggy eye, my own interpretation. So I'm gonna catch the left eye up to speed, pop on some mascara, and then we will circle back here for a very light cheek, a lip, and we will wrap up our thoughts on trying to reconcile beauty and burnout. But let me just tell you that this is actually helping me feel better. So if you're still here and you're still watching, thank you. And I hope this is helping you feel better. And if you engage in just some makeup playtime and verbal cathartic work, I hope it's making you feel better too. It's just, that's sometimes just what we need to do, is just play, just create, just indulge in beauty and chat. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm gonna do this eye and then I'll see you back. And okay, we're back. The eyes are done. I got a little sloppy on the left eye. Can anyone ever get their eyes even, unless you are like a true professional makeup artist? Got some mascara on the side of my nose here. Just gonna scrape that off with a spoolie, but it's so like moody. Would I do this on an average day? No. But I think it's like, especially from far away, it's just like super cute, especially with the bangs. It just like adds some moodiness. And I spritzed some like beach wave spray in my hair earlier, so I've got this like poofy, floofy volume, and I just like, I like it. What do you think? This is super cute with a little twiggy eye detail underneath and a chunky lash. I might add some more mascara, but I want to do just a light dusting of blush. I don't want to go in too heavy with color here. I'm shockingly using a powder blush. It's the Alanna Pure, this is called Satin Matte Blush in the shade Apricot. I can't tilt it because I've had a bit of an explosion here, but it's quite a lovely shade, and I like the Alanna Pure products just in general. I don't use them enough. I think I've only briefly used them on this channel. You know, if we're going with like 60s eye, I don't think they really did anything to the nose, but we're being blended across the decades. And take a little bit on my, we're going for, you know, like more of the sun-kissed 60s, 70s. There's a patch on this cheekbone. But yeah, this has like been such a mood lifter. It's really such a shame that I'm getting ready for nothing and going nowhere. Now I have two lip products here that I can bring out. I've got this Ilia Balmy Gloss in the shade Saint, which I don't think, have I used this on the channel? I don't know. It's this beautiful, like kind of burnt orange, burnt sienna shade, but that might be too overpowering. I might just do a gloss and a lip liner, honestly. Just to add a little bit of definition and just the slightest hint of color. I have the like very, 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 literally very end of my Milk Kush Lip Balm in Green Dragon, which whenever I do another favorites, this is probably gonna go in there, but I'm gonna scoop out the remaining bit of balm from there. But before I do that, I'm just gonna go in with one of my soul lip liners here. It is the Annabelle Waterproof Lip Liner in the shade Bordeaux. And I'm not gonna go too crazy. I'm gonna get under bottom lip there, just kind of accentuate the bottom pout. And I'm shading the vermilion border. I'm not really overlining per se, just kind of enhancing the natural shadow of my lower lip there. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the top, on the Cupid's bow. And I think I've mentioned this too before. I see a lot of people like going right through their Cupid's bow, like over top. I like my Cupid's bow accentuated, pointy. You know, like I will play archery with my mouth. I do really love this shade. It's so pretty. And these wine shades really complement my skin tone too. So in terms of lip lining, that's all I'm gonna do. I'm not really gonna go out into the corners. And then, like I said, I'm just gonna, feels like a mission here. I'm gonna dig my finger into what's left of this balm and just apply. And that kind of smudges out the lip liner a little bit, spreads that color, gives me a little bit of a glossy effect. I like it. It's not too much, but it's just enough. I'm gonna go in with just a tiniest bit of powder because that primer really got me feeling dewy. And I don't want too much shine, especially on this prominent Italian nose of mine. All right, I think that's the final look. Push my mirror just a little bit further away here. I feel so sultry. I feel like this needs to come off the shoulder and infinitely better. I think I have officially achieved the reconciliation of beauty and burnout in this video. Momentarily, of course, but this really helped. This really was an effective pick-me-up for an unrelenting mood. I was becoming very weepy under the weight of it all and very disoriented. I had to actually lay down today and take some Tylenol, and I had a brief reprieve outside. I shoveled some snow, I got some fresh air, but it was, I have said this before, but I have a tendency to feel truly like Atlas, just with the entire weight of the world on my shoulders, and I know that I should not bear the sole responsibility by any means for anything that's happening, but that's just kind of who I am. And then, you know, even good feelings can cause burnout. I think that's something that we can also acknowledge and not feel bad about that, but good feelings, intense feelings, powerful feelings, wonderful feelings, big feelings, they can still overwhelm an individual's nervous system. They can still overwhelm your physical being to the point where you will feel extra burned out. It is still an added weight and an added pressure on your mind and your heart and your soul. And so I think that is another reason, you know, why we come here and we play and we talk. Well, I talk to you. Hopefully you're actually talking to other people as well, or not, or your pets, or just the universe. Sometimes she listens. Anyways, if you liked any part of this video, because I think I'm finished, please be sure to give me a big thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below about what you might like to see next. I have a plan for a video that I would like to film this week that you will see next week. Cross your fingers, hopefully it will be delightful and funny, a little bit outside of the box for what we've been doing here, but you know, I haven't really built myself a box per se for this channel, so there is still lots of room to play and expand and explore. So if all goes well, hopefully there will be a delightful little piece of content for you following this here video. But if you did like this one, if you are a returning subscriber, you know what to do. I love you guys so much. If you are a new subscriber, if you are a new viewer and you haven't yet subscribed, like I said at the beginning, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. I post a video once a week, or at least I try to, when the burnout doesn't win the beauty competition. And yeah, does any of this make sense? Am I just being a complete incoherent cuckoo pants? Possibly. Anyways, that is truly everything from me today. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming along on this little journey with me. Thank you for being part of the Land Fam. For those of you who engage with me constantly, whether it's here or on Instagram, you guys rock. You know who you are. Yeah, and I will just see you in the next one. And here's to 6 less spring. Here's to spring soon. I don't know what the beaver said. The beaver, the walrus, the groundhog. I don't know what the creature said today, but hopefully here's to spring soon. Anyways, okay, that's enough for me. Bye!